That's why you don't touch it. This is why I touch it. Everybody, come on in the house. Hello, hello, hello. Hey, everybody, come on in the house. It's your boy KTJ here with another Love Coach Sessions live here. And we got a good topic for you guys today. Today, I want to talk to you about this idea of this. How old is too old is too young. All right, so we're going to get into it. You guys come on in the house and let's have a conversation about it. Look, the chat room is open. You can drop. All right. So we're glad you got here every Monday through Friday talking about dating. LV is in the house. Thank you so much for popping in. I appreciate you. And I want to hear you guys chime in on this topic today. Today we're talking about age. How old is too old and how young is too young? So this came about, there's a meme that is circulating about Marques Houston. You guys know Marques Houston. He was the little brother, little kid running around on Sister Sister. And then he got together with his music career and put the band called Immature back in the 2000s. They made the girls scream. They took off their shirts and showed their abs and, made all those women cry, all those young girls. They were crying and screaming and falling all over the place. Yeah, that was them. And so now, that's all over with. They had I think they had even a tour one time, kind of a comeback tour. But that's all over with. Okay. So now he's a grown man. And Marques Houston is now 39 years old. Now, when I saw that made me feel old. I'm like, Marques Houston is 39? The little boy from Sister Sister is 39 years old, not 38, as it was reported. The man is 9 years old. And he just recently married a young lady by the name of Miya Dickey, who is 19 years old. Okay, 19 years old. They got engaged on March of 2019. After only dating for 5 months, they decided to get engaged, and now they are married. Now, I need y'all to sound off on this. I put this post out on my page. Is this cool or is this creepy? Y'all tell me if this is cool or this is creepy. Now, this is how they came together, because he was a friend of the girl. Maya was a friend of his manager, Chris Stokes, who's got a whole another situation. He got a whole tale by himself of people and relationships of people that you know. I won't get into that today, but Chris Stokes was their manager of Immature, and he has a daughter who Maya, this young lady, was a runaway who got away from her parents. She lived on the streets. She did all of those things. She ended up connecting with Chris Stokes' daughter, and that's how she ended up meeting Marques Houston. And they became an item. They became a couple, and here we are. So, as you guys come in and you guys have this conversation, type down in the chat room: is this creepy or is this cool? Now, they took a picture. They look like two beautiful young people. They look like two people who are happy, two people who are in love, two people who are ready to take on life and on life's terms. Now, here's one of the issues that we got. One of the issues we have is that age. Like, this guy is like 20 years older than this girl, practically 20 years older. Now, when a man is 39, there are certain things that he is settling in for. He's ready to settle in. He sold his wild oats, and knowing this guy, he has sown a lot of wild oats. Look, I don't have to even know them intimately. I know a young man because I've been a young man, and I've coached young men and doing life coaching and coaching from my background, working in the social service business. I've worked with teens, boys, grown men, and I understand the mentality of a young man. Look, young men, they got to get it out of their system, right? And then you turn and put them in the spotlight, and that multiplies. Like now you're in the spotlight, and you can have any girl in the audience. Every girl is just falling over you. They all want to be a part of your life. They want to be in your camp. They want to be in your circle. They want to be around you, and they'll do anything. Did y'all hear what I said? They'll do anything to be in your circle. If they got to give him their body, just like that, no problem. They'll do anything. And there's some stories, man. I've heard some stories. You know, the guy who's working security says, well, if you want to get to the stage, come see me behind this door. Girl comes to see him behind the door, and he takes him to the next guy. Security takes him to the stage manager. Stage manager say, if you want to get to the back of the stage, come in this room, and then I'll take you to the back of the stage. They come in the room and perform acts. They get to the back. He says, takes them up to the guy who's in charge of the room, in charge of the green room. A man in charge of the green room say, hey, you want to get in this green room? Well, come in this bathroom right here and take care of me, and I'm gonna take care of you. Go in the bathroom. And so by the time she actually if they may get to the green room or may get to the hotel room, they about worn out. They about worn out, and they took one for the team, and took 2 for the team, 3 for the team, 4 for the team, all to be able to get in the presence of somebody like Marques Houston. Sacrificing their integrity, their character, their body, just to be able to say, I was there. Now, so a guy like Marques Houston, he's seen plenty of groupies, plenty of people who wanted him, but he decided to connect with this girl who was a runaway. Now, I told y'all the timeline. They got engaged in 2019. In 2019, the girl was 18. He said after dating for 5 months, okay, and got engaged in March. That means they were dating when she was 17, and he was 38, 37. He was 37, 37-year-old man. Yeah, that'll make him 37, right? 2 years ago. Okay, so 37-year-old man is dating your 17-year-old daughter. Are you okay with that? Now, I know 17-year-old girls. You know, I have an older daughter, 17 years old. When she was 17, I know how 17-year-old girls can be. 17-year-old girl some of them can appear like grown women. Some of these 17-year-olds, they can put on the air of womanhood, of maturity, right? All 17-year-olds are not created equal. I hear you, Lavanya. All 17-year-olds are not created equal, right? Some are more mature than others. I've seen some, that were very mature, like they basically ready to go off and live life, right? That is until they're put in those situations See, you can act mature all you want, but guess what? At the end of the day, you're still 17. Okay? And you still have 17 years old worth of knowledge, experience, life experience, maturity. It's you still only 17. I don't care what the calendar says. And are you mature? Now, you know, I could see, him wanting a younger woman. But 20 years, here's the thing too. He's going to put some demands on this young girl to become a woman, the woman that he needs. Well, while she'll be skipping over her years that she's supposed to learn, that she's supposed to grow, that she's supposed to make mistakes, that she's supposed to learn and discover who she is. Now she's gotta march to the tune and be the wife that he needs immediately. There's no warm up. There's no getting ready. There's no discovering of self. She's gonna be pregnant by the end of the year. You watch. Be pregnant, and once she start them babies rolling, she's gonna be 3 or 4 babies deep before she even looks up and realize what just happened. She's getting married at 19. Look, at age 24, by age 24, 25, she's going to have about 4 kids. She can be pregnant. That's what he wants. And she wants to make him happy the way you make daddy happy. Okay? So he is replacing her father in this case. And he's going to treat her like his precious little girl. That is until she don't do what he tell him to do. So what this is called, you guys, is grooming. When older men marry young girls who are this young and start marrying them and start dating them when they're 17 years old, a teenager, he's been preparing this one, shaping her, molding her to be what he wants. and he gets to the place and he gets her just right and say, you know what? If you keep acting right, you're going to get the ring. You're going to be my wife. And guess what? At that point, she has been groomed to be his wife, and she will do anything to be his wife. She came from a very poor family, very poor family. She lived on the street. She ran away. So that gives you some indication of what's possible. If she ran away, that means she probably didn't finish school, or there's some lessons that she missed. If she look, even being involved in with a 37-year-old man, can you imagine that? Can you imagine that? Lavanya, I see a comment. I appreciate that. I'm gonna jump in there in just a minute. Can you imagine that? You're 17 and the person's 37. When I was 17, I thought somebody that was 37 was almost dead. Like, ugh. Are you kidding me? 37? When you 17, you thought that a 37-year-old man was an old man, old, dusty old man who's disgusting. That's what a normal thinking child would do. But a child who's probably been through abuse, child who's probably been through sexual abuse, probably been through emotional abuse, not feeling cared about. A kid like her who would run away, Marques Houston. She gets with him, she'll always be cared for. That's why she's gonna have a baby for him. She's not gonna have that. She ain't on no birth control, y'all. She's gonna have a baby as soon as possible, so she knows that she's always gonna be cared for. Classic. So in some ways, who's tricking who? That's a good question, right? All right. I got you. Said good afternoon. as a young girl who hasn't had a parental influence in her life, she's going to be easily molded. Yes. R. Kelly, yes. Took the words, yes, yes, ma'am. Yes, ma'am. R. Kelly, same way. Same way. You get these young girls who just want to be in your presence and willing to do whatever it takes. You know, whatever it takes. You need me to sit in the corner all day? I'll sit in the corner. You need me to, file papers for you? I'll file papers. You need me to, you say stay home, stay in this room all day? I stay in the room all day. You say cook me some food? You cook the food. You do whatever you're being told to do by daddy. Supposed to be your man, but you're being treated like property. So I think these conversations need to be had, man. Look, we need to have these conversations even with our young people. I have these conversations with men, like grown men now. The average grown man knows if you mess with a young girl, you're going to have young girl problems, right? If you get caught up with a young girl, you're going to have young girl problems. You get that young girl pregnant, you're going to have baby mama drama. It's coming, bro. Because she's in a certain maturation state in her life, and that she's supposed to be acting the way she's acting, not the way you want her to act. You want somebody to act the way you want her to act, then you go marry somebody who is of the age of the people that you want, how you want them to act. Look, if Marques Houston went and married a woman who was 29, he's going to get a different quality of woman than he does when he marries a girl that's 19. He goes and marries a woman that's, 35. No, she's too old for him. He needs something young and tender and moldable. Out of all the women that this guy had access to, and immature, they went around the world. This guy's face and image is known around the world. They're not just in America. Could have picked a woman from Germany, from Australia, from Austria, from New Zealand, but he chose a 19-year-old girl to be his wife. You guys keep an eye on this situation and encourage our young people. Don't move so fast. Look, stop watching these girls talking about WAP, WAP. No, get your GED and then keep going till you get your PhD. Okay? Don't worry about WAP. Worry about PhD. Worry about MD. How about ME? Masters in Education. We got the wrong idea of what is expected, because I'm telling you, it's just a matter of time before this situation unfolds and you see what comes of it. And it's not going to be good. Look, we love all of us love to see somebody have a nice fairy tale looking wedding, and oh, well, at least she's not just a little girlfriend and he just getting what he want and moving on. At least he married her. Really? Is that the alternative? At least? No. Look, it would have been better if he had just got what he wanted from her and left her alone. Because then she could learn her lesson and go on and live a life. Go get in school, get an education, build something for your life, and then have something of value to bring to the relationship. See, a guy like Marques Houston thinks that, hey, I'm the prize, and so she don't really have to bring me nothing. She got to look good. She got to keep it sexy. She got to make me look good. That's it. But he don't understand. It's people who are talking about getting engaged. You talk to the parents. You talk to your pastor, right? And there's one more person you need to talk to. That's your therapist. Ask the person who's talking about getting married, have you talked to your therapist? You should have a therapist who clears you for takeoff. Do not marry somebody until they have sat down with a therapist, because the therapist is going to ask them, why do you want to get married? No, I know you love them. You care for her. You can't see yourself without them. Let's talk about that. Can't see yourself without them. Because some of these people are obsessive. They can't see themselves without you because they feel themselves without you. You think that he set up everything. He got the house, he got the job, he's got everything already ready for me. All I got to do is come in and move in, and he's going to take care of everything. Look, the captain who saves is not necessarily the captain you want. Y'all know what I'm trying to say. The Captain Saver, you know what? I'm trying to save a H. He's the captain who saves. But some of y'all going to get lost trying to get saved. Okay? It's more than that. You need to ask, have you seen your therapist? Have you sat down with a therapist? Now, and then I'm going to turn it back on you. When's the last time you talked to your love coach? Do you have a love coach? Do you have a therapist? Do you have somebody who's outside of your circle who can look at your situation and give you a fair, unbiased opinion of whether this is going to be good for you? Because you don't know. And especially if you're already having sex, your mind is in a cloud and you think it's love, but it's actually lust. You think it's love, but it's actually synapses firing off in your brain and oxytocin in your brain, giving you a nice warm feeling. And that's the person who's across from you. So it must be them who is giving you a nice warm feeling. And now that means I should be with them for the rest of my life. Is that what that means? No, the question is, are they good for your life? Are they good for your future? Are they where your life is going, not where your life is? And if you can't answer that, you need to have a therapist to sit down with you individually first, to get your mind on track and your mind ready. Trust me, if these two people had have gone to premarital counseling, went to a real therapist, you know what? And sometimes I say good for a Christian therapist if you're a Christian. And sometimes I say you just need a regular therapist, a non-Christian therapist, somebody who you could just. But I trust all the therapists. I trust them, right? Because you wouldn't want to. Therapy isn't something you just do. It's more like a calling, and I trust their professionalism. But you need to sit down in front of somebody and do about 6 to 8 sessions. If Marques Houston had sat down in front of somebody and done 6 to 8 sessions, he wouldn't have married this little girl. He wouldn't have married this teenager. Why? Because they would have had him examine his own behavior and his own mind. Why are you marrying a teenager? You're almost 40. Why are you marrying a teenager? What is it that you're hoping to gain from this relationship? I was in a conversation with a young lady who's getting married, and I had to ask her that. Look, you're building a good brand. What's he building? What's for love? These people don't just want love. There's something he's hoping to gain from. Listen, and I'm not saying that gaining something from the situation is necessarily a bad thing. It's not necessarily a bad thing. But we just do need to know what it is. We do need to know what exactly he is hoping that this is going to turn, so that he's not disappointed, so that you're not disappointed. Nobody's disappointed, because we knew all along up front exactly what we were going to get. And we got that. You go to a therapist, he goes to a therapist, y'all both go to a couples premarital counseling session together, and then you get married. Look, you got your whole rest of your life. There's no rush. But I'll tell you what, if you get married without support and without somebody walking you through the mental process in premarital counseling, you're in trouble, buddy. You're jumping into a raft with oars that you're not even sure will reach down into the water in a destination that you look like the ocean, but which way in the ocean? You have no idea. Paddle towards the sun. Yeah, okay, the sun is everywhere. Well, the sun is going down over there, so that must mean, sun sets in the east, goes down in the west. Okay. That's how you're going to go? That's your guiding light? Oh, no. We're both people of faith. Marques Houston and his wife are both Jehovah's Witnesses. I'm not saying nothing about the cult of Jehovah's Witnesses. I'm not saying nothing about that right now. I'm not talking about that right now. But they're you could say that they are people of faith. Jehovah's Witnesses of faith. I'm not saying nothing bad about it. I just don't believe in it, but I'm not saying nothing about it. These new religions. Start 50-year-old religions. Okay. 60-year-old religions. Okay. Whatever you want, right? They God, to have a presence in their life. That's good enough for me. Did the Jehovah's Witness preacher tell them that they should get married? Because even a common 9-year-old man marrying a 19-year-old woman, something wrong with that. Something's wrong with that. So listen, I think that these things are conversations we need to have with our young people, even with our friends, and making sure that we are making good decisions. Because getting married is a decision that you can't take back, buddy. I mean, you could take it back, but it's a lot easier to get into than it is to get out of. And especially for somebody like Marques Houston. I'm sure he had to sign a prenup and everything. But it seems like there's always a way. There's always a loophole. And if she gets pregnant, boom. All is fair. Love and war. Boom. She got him while he was trying to get her. That's the way it is. That's what it is. All right, you guys, look, we out of here. Look, I need you guys to go and check out the Patreon account down below in the info below this video. Check out the Patreon account. Join the Patreon community. It helps the show. It helps me to create more content, and we're doing this every week. Look, do you guys want some merch? Join the Patreon community. You can get yourself some merch, as well as if you love Coach Session, you can also click the button in down there below to connect with us for a one-on-one Love Coach session, and we'll hook you up. If it's not me, I'll hook you up with one of my other Love Coach associates as well. If you need a therapist, you need some long-term therapy, some of that therapy I was just talking about, inbox me and I will hook you up. I'll find you somebody in your area. If you're in this area, Atlanta area, I've got other my Love Coach friends who will also see you from there, who are licensed therapists, and they can help you with that. All right. Till next time, peace and love. Bye.